Hi, and welcome to the second episode of my Hardcore WoW achievement run. I decided only to record the achievement attempts rather than my entire 1 to 60 run. So in today's episode we are going to attempt the next questing achievement, which is called Burning Shadows. So to get this achievement we need to finish the Burning Shadows quest before we hit level 13. So I've got a little bit of a bit to go, so hopefully we can get this one in time. And in order to do this quest, it's not one that you collect from an NPC. You start this quest by killing a named enemy called Gazoos in Skull Rock Cave, which is just to the east of Orgrimmar. And when you kill him, he's... Hang on, I'm rudely interrupted by this scythe claw. When you kill him, he drops an item that you then hand in to an NPC in Orgrimmar. And the reason why this is quite dangerous, as with most caves in Classic WoW, there tend to be quite a few enemies close together in quite a tight space and around corners, and there also tends to be enemies that roam around and can join the fight when you're already engaged with someone. And these mobs are also humanoid, which means they run away when they're on low health, which makes it even more difficult. And a lot of them also have minions because they're warlock types, so that makes it, you know, an extra layer of difficulty. So all those things together make this cave pretty dangerous. So let's have a go, see what happens. I didn't level tailoring and enchanting as my professions, so I haven't got access to the wands yet. My first wand I can buy when I'm level 15, so we're still just relying on spells, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but I still think it's very doable. So here's our first apprentice enemy, which has a Voidwalker minion. So a couple of different ways we can take them on as a mage. One way is to just kill the apprentice, and when the Voidwalker minion comes near we can just freeze it. As you can see, the shadow bolts from the casters hit pretty hard, so we don't want to fight more than one at the same time. The other way which you can fight them, which I tend to prefer, is to polymorph the casters and then kill the casters first. Sorry, polymorph the casters and then kill the Voidwalker first. So I did what we want to do is try and fight them as far back as possible, so that if they run away or if there's a patrol, then we don't pull an extra enemy. And as with most caves, the respawns will start to happen behind me, so I am... Once I started, I'm sort of on the clock now. Try and keep moving through the cave. Gazoos himself has a couple of different spawn locations, so we're going to do our best to clear those out. So I'm going to kill the Voidwalker first this time, and I'm going to go around the corner. So using line of sight means that he didn't cast any shadow bolts. So that tends to be my preferred strategy, is kill the Voidwalkers first, and then kill the casters second. If we can line of sight, then we line of sight. If we can't line of sight, then I tend to polymorph them. So I'm going to go right first. Just like that. So polymorph the caster first, kill the Voidwalker, and then kill the caster. As long as we can keep it to one enemy, or an enemy and their minion at the same time, then it's pretty safe. But as I say that, we're going into an area where there's quite a few of them, so... I'm just checking that there are no people kind of hiding around the corners or anything. So polymorph the caster. So I run out of mana, so I'm just going to run back. That way I can regen a little bit. He has to come to me. And then drink up. There's something I love about caves in hardcore WoW. I think what makes them exciting is that they are so dangerous. So if this mob does pull, I do have a Frost Nova I can use, but my tactic is going to be to sheep the caster. There's a possibility that the... almost targeted the wrong person there. Possibility that the sheep moves too close. So I'm going to move behind this pillar. That way the caster comes to me, and then... Alright, tense stuff. We've got a couple of enemies coming up. The distance between them looks okay, so I'm going to pull the melee enemy on its own. Just check that the caster doesn't aggro. Good. Gonna make sure I drink to full before taking on the warlock types. So because we've just trained the new rank of Fireball, it hits quite a bit harder than Frostbolt. So against the caster enemies, I don't need to worry about slowing them down. I guess I could make sure just before they die that they've got a Frostbolt on them, but usually they're pretty squishy. They just hit quite hard. Against any melee enemy, I tend to start with a frostbolt. I love the music here as well. I haven't played in Durotar for a while. Mostly been playing Alliance. So we've got a Fnatic by himself. Just going to bring him back a little bit. I believe it's possible that Gazoo spawns there. I might be confusing that with another cave, another quest, but we're going to carry on around here. That's a mechanic that's really important to know. Is so in Classic WoW, if you get hit from behind, there is I believe it's 50% chance that you get dazed. So it's not the mobs themselves that have the daze effect, it's if you get hit whilst your back is facing to an enemy, and it has a 50% chance to daze you, which reduces your movement speed by 50% for, I think it's 3 seconds. Again, we need to make sure, if we want to get the achievement officially, we have to make sure we hand in the quest before we hit level 13, so... Okay, there he is. There's our quest mob, which is nice. So I'm going to kill this enemy. Hopefully the quest mob doesn't aggro, which it doesn't. Alright, so we've got no other enemies around us. No enemies on the ledge. So because he's level 14, he's 2 levels higher than us. That means we have a 94% chance that our spells will hit, and a 6% chance that they'll resist. Because we have 3 out of 3 in this talent, we take our hit chance up to the maximum, which is 99%. So most leveling guides for mages say you only get 2 out of 3 in this talent, because you never really fight enemies that are too higher than you. If you're doing the hardcore achievement run, like I am, I really recommend getting 3 out of 3, because that means we have the maximum hit chance of 99%. No matter how much hit chance you have in Classic WoW, you can never go above 99. And I think that extra talent point is worth it for the 1% increase. So I'm going to polymorph him. Kill his minion. So just going to back up, give my mana time to regenerate. Let him come to me. Let him start casting and then go line of sight. So all this time my mana's just... The Shadow Walk's hit quite hard. So I'm going to potion. Run away again and bandage. So I want him to start casting a Shadow Bolt. Alright, close one. So, yeah, he hits pretty hard. That little box there is for a different quest. I'm not going to risk getting that chest in case I aggro the mobs that are down below. So yeah, the recommended tactic for him, especially if you're a weak kind of ranged caster like a mage, is try and line of sight his Shadowbolt casts because they hit really, really hard. I could have played it a little bit better, but we managed it. So what we've got to do now is make our way out of the cave. I could Hearthstone back to Brill, but it takes me a long, long way away, so I'm gonna fight my way out. I think if I fought him again, I would re-polymorph him and then let my mana get to full and then start with a fireball. Right, so we've got some respawns happening. This is where caves can be quite dangerous. Just like climbing in real life, you know, the dangerous bit can often be trying to get out of the cave or climbing downhill. But because I'm level 12 and they're level 10, the aggro range is quite small. Whacking with the staff. It's going to help massively once I get my wand at level 15. Almost there. A couple more fights to go and then we are home free. So you can see that the enemies have started respawning. If you wanted to play it even safer, I would probably wait by where you fought Gazoos and then wait for these mobs to respawn and then fight them all safely on the way out, rather than risk them spawning on top of you. Yeah, I think it's safe to take this one on. Again, because they're level 10 and I'm level 12, I have to get reasonably close to them before they start attacking. And hopefully we can make it out of the cave before we ding. In fact, I don't want to risk missing out on the achievement, so I'm going to just run out. I've got a potion if I need it. So I ran out there because I didn't want to get any more experience and risk dinging, because I've got to explore the entrance to Orgrimmar and Orgrimmar itself, which will give me a bit of experience. So what I'm learning as I attempt these achievements is give myself more room to play with, so it doesn't get so down to the wire. Yeah, I'm going to end the recording there, and then at the start of the next episode, for the next achievement, I'll show you, hopefully, the completed Burning Shadows quest. Up next is Death to Gogorok, which is to complete the Earthen Arise quest before reaching level 21. So it might be a fair wait whilst I level up to 20. We're going to have quite a few more good spells by level 20, and we'll have a wand as well, which will be really nice. So yeah, hopefully that explains how to try and do this achievement. I was sweating a little bit, won't lie, when I was fighting Gazoos. I knew his Shadow Bolts hit hard, but I didn't realise quite that hard. But yeah, luckily we were able to finish it, and fingers crossed we get the achievement. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.